God is saying, I am sending a new anointing into your midst. The corn, the wine, and the oil will be abundant in your life as long as you make yourself accessible to hear my words and receive my promise that I have repeated to you on this day. To say, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord," is something you should be ready to utter. I am rising up new leadership with mantles that have just fallen from heaven, and my heart hears your cry, "Beloved." I am doing this from the ranks of ordinary people. It is a day of power, a day of shaking loose and removing those things that can be shaken in order to establish my promise and bring all of my words that have been spoken to pass in your life. This day is a day of shaking loose. Be ready to receive those that I have sent to you, the Lord says. Be prepared to receive them. They are not going to preach to themselves, and they are not going to give in to the protests of the illegitimate authorities who are not interested in any reform that does not immediately benefit them. Because I have heard your cries, the Father encourages you to have perseverance. My word will shine upon you, bringing joy and the overflowing of my kindness as you make the necessary changes that I am calling for by my Spirit. Be encouraged, because my word will light upon you at this time. The new day has arrived, and as you step into it, you will witness the transformation that you have wished to take place in your life. In this day and age, the Father states, I am elevating you to the position of influencer in the earth. Do not consider yourself a powerless victim. Your life is not one in which you are relegated to a passive role in which others have complete control over every facet of your existence. It is the enemy's goal to make you feel helpless. The adversary wants you to give up in a state of discouragement and do nothing about the situation. Your dear, that is not my plan for you, and those are not the instructions that I have given you. Salt and light are two qualities that you bring to the planet. At the same time that you utter my message and announce my truths, darkness is banished. When you open your mouth wide, I will fill it with food. When you enter a room, you should not give the impression that you are a silent bower. Your mouth will be filled with my wisdom, and I will put an end to the mouths of those who are skeptics and believe that they are the only ones who have the ability to speak. It is the Father who instructs you to fight the good battle of faith. The fight of faith is not a debate or argument that is loaded with contention and contention. To dispute with you, I have not called you. That you may stand in the peaceful authority of a Son of God is what I have asked you to do. I have ordained you to speak up against the darkness with the serene assurance of someone who is aware that I am with you in the midst of conflict and difficulty. I have given you the authority to do so. It is not your purpose to win the debate when the adversary confronts you, rather, your objective should be to win the soul. I will make advantage of you to change the result. I will convince and turn the hearts of those who oppose themselves from the evil of man to the righteousness of the just through the wisdom that I will impart to you through your mouth. Today, the Father tells us that my name is the sturdy tower that you have in your life. Because it was at the cross that I gave you my name as the ultimate weapon against all of the wiles of the enemy, the death on the cross was the master stroke that won the battle against the adversary. Know, beloved, that I am your defense whenever you perceive challenges lurking all around you. I am here to help you. You are protected and surrounded by me, and I will keep you secure from any evil that may come your way. I am the sturdy tower. It is a waste of time for men to search everywhere for solutions and for deliverers to come and save them, because I am the only one who will save you and prevent your life from being destroyed. The virtuous are saved when they come into contact with my name. Beyond the cross, there is no other place to seek refuge, and there is no other place of protection. To that end, the Father urges you to flee to me, for I am your deliverer. If you have exhausted all other options, you must come to me because there is no redemption in any other name or in any other power. The political system will not save you. You will not be saved by armies conducting conquering wars on your behalf. The Lord says, "It is not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit that my purposes are maintained and my peace is established in your life." Allow this to be ingrained in your heart and mind for all eternity. Remove yourself from the company of people who would try to entice you away from my voice that is speaking to you in your heart and via my truth. I am the light of truth that will lead you to a better day, therefore lean on me with all your strength, knowing that when difficulties threaten and gloom is all around you, I am the light that will set you free. There is a message from the Father that I am calling upon my warrior bride today. It has been my intention to move my preparing activities among my people in order to bring them together and concentrate them on their assignment. The story that you are paying attention to is something that you should take control of as an individual, beloved. Instead of focusing on the negative and the retaliation of the adversary, shift your attention onto the positive. Convert your thoughts to focus solely on my kingdom and the role that you are supposed to play in accordance with the calling that I have placed on your life. Heaven has called you to be a part of it. You have been called by me from the time you were still in your mother's womb to fulfill a purpose, and that mission is more than simply being a bystander to everything that the adversary is attempting to fatigue the saints. Make it your goal to seize hold of and to take in the freshening that I offer. Take hold of the refreshing showers of my Spirit that are present inside you on this day, and allow yourself to be cleaned of the contaminants of mocking, despair, and helplessness that the adversary intends to employ in order to bind you. As long as you keep your gaze fixed on me, the Father assures you that you are not constrained. You will be able to stretch your spiritual muscles, and the iron fetters of discouragement and despair will shatter like flax as you continue to walk in quest of the kingdom and focus on the throne. Pray with your mouth alone. When you first open your eyes in the morning, greet the day with a cry of prayer and praise. Always pray with the Spirit and with the understanding inside of you. The mysteries of heaven will be made plain on earth if you pray for them to be revealed. You're not completely helpless. You do not lack any strength. There is no marginalization of you. These are the thoughts that the world wants you to have, but they are nothing but a web of lies. You constitute my mighty army. At this very moment, preparations are being made for a worldwide outpouring. Find out what your rank is, and then take your place. Prepare yourself for the unexpected and take bold action. Be conscious of the fact that this is not just your time but also my time to transfer the kingdoms of men to the sovereignty of my purposes in the world. The Father has spoken to us today, saying, I am bringing down Jezebel and Ahab who are in high places. Both the Jezebel mentalities that facilitate the Ahab mentalities and the Jezebel mentalities themselves are being exposed. I am removing the stratagem of hell that has contaminated the land and contaminated my people from its position in the high places of the earth and shifting it. The altar of Baal is being dethroned and crushed. The voices of the seven thunders are being heard at this very moment, and they are shaking everything on earth that is capable of being shaken. This will be seen to your eyes, and the testimony will be audible to your ears. This is the hour that will transform the world, says the Father, and I have provided you with a front row ticket to the most impressive demonstration of my sovereignty that the entirety of the globe has ever witnessed. I am shaking the things that are capable of being shaken so that the things that are not capable of being shaken will continue to exist. The tares are being sorted out and separated from the wheat as I go through this process. I will be bringing the early harvest of barley into the garner since I am bringing it in. You should get ready for the hearts of your prayers to be filled with the sheaves of answered prayer that will be found in the lives of your loved ones. At this point, the time for watering is drawing to a close. The planting season and the watering season are giving way to the gathering, even the big gathering that I have promised in my word. This gathering is taking place. Prepare to go. Get ready and go out as a gatherer, as a worker in my harvest, because the greatness of the harvest is matured and ready for those who have the faith and the boldness to recover them into my kingdom, says the Father. Get ready and go out as a gatherer. I am communicating to you today through my Son, the Father says. I am speaking to you today. The law and the prophets were the vehicles through which I communicated in the past. Today, I am communicating via my Son. When you try to comprehend who I am and what I am doing, use the life of the Son to serve as the lens through which you view. I came into the world so that you would have life, and more abundant life, than you thought possible. It is not the Son who is the source of anything that does not constitute life and life in greater abundance. You are entitled to reject anything in heaven or earth that accomplishes anything other than bringing benediction and blessing into your life, and you are required to do so. That is not what you have been taught in the counsels of the ignorant, but it is the unmistakable evidence of my word that I am bringing to bear against every circumstance that you are facing in your life at this very moment. The Father says, do not be afraid. Don't be afraid, just have faith. When your faith is weak and your heart is failing, make it a point to squeeze your tongue as tightly as you can to the roof of your mouth. All of your days are recorded in my book, and none of them are stories of hardship, woe, or disappointment. I have written every single one of them. In my opinion, these are nothing more than false vanities. I do not support them in any way. When you engage in the practice of lying vanities, you are abandoning the story of my mercy that is written in the indelible record of your life that was established prior to the establishment of the world. Do not accept that tale of hopelessness. I invite you to take pleasure in my promise. If you focus your affection and attention on my goodness, you will be able to perceive my goodness in the land of the living as the ultimate and all-encompassing reality of what defines your walk in my kingdom. On this day, the Father declares, I am your shepherd. In addition to being your pastor, I am also your shepherd. As I bring you to quiet streams and green pastures, I am bringing you in. I pray that you will find rest. Recuperate and eat. I invite you to take a deep breath of my goodness. Put your faith in the promise that I have made in my word so that I can strengthen your legs so that you can stand on the mountain of my holiness. Delete the husk of the natural man who is only familiar with the concept of diminishment. There is no decrease in your presence, rather, you are growing. Your growth is paralleling the growth that God is experiencing. Due to the fact that the individual who enters my presence can only come to increase and enlarge at my table, this is the state in which you find yourself. Whether you feel it or perceive it in your natural man is irrelevant. It just does not matter. You are the blessed daughter of the Most High, regardless of what your feelings may tell you. Do you think the adversary will be successful in damning what I have blessed? I have bestowed upon you the good fortune and the entitlement that was responsible for the resurrection of Jesus from the dead. It is the blessing that brought my Son back from the dead that is also bringing you out of poverty, depression, illness, sadness, and despair. In the same way that the grave was unable to contain my Son, these things are unable to contain you. Father, this is your coming out season, therefore celebrate, stand up, and move forward by faith, expecting nothing but the best to be the conclusion, your personal outcome at the end of the day. This is your coming out season. Today, the Father has spoken to you that the angel of my presence is close by. There is a close proximity between you and the angel of my presence because my glory is in you. When they are in close proximity to my glory, the angels react by crying out, "Holy, holy, holy," throughout the day and night. This is because this is their response. In the same way that the serpent grows its power from the dirt of the earth, the angels get their strength from my glory and are always pressing into the glory, no matter where they find it. As a result of this, I made it possible for my glory to take up home in you by means of the blood that was shed on the cross. Because you are the source of splendor, angels watch over, direct, and encircle your life. You should anticipate seeing angels and being aware of their presence, says the Father. As a result of the fact that I am not too far away, my angels are, too. I do not exist in a distant God. There is a close proximity between us, even as close as hands and feet. I am not an emotional or imaginative construct that causes goosebumps to appear on your arm. I am not that. In the glory that is you, I am present. Because I am in you in the glory, I am able to fulfill all of your requirements from that glory where I am. You are the storehouse of all the riches that are found in Christ. You are the glory. It is not possible to find something waiting on a planet or in a distant location. In you is the kingdom of mine. When you have a perspective that is born out of sin consciousness, you will see my kingdom as being somewhere other than I and you. I am part of you. I am in close proximity to you. Angels are closing in on us. Now, you are entering the realm of the miraculous, which is the atmosphere that you are currently experiencing. In today's message, the Father asserts that I am the original cause. You are the result of this. In the same way that I have originated myself in you, I have also originated you in me, making you immune to any kind of attack or resistance. With the intention of having fellowship, I am the cause, and you are the outcome that resulted from my intention to have fellowship. As far back as eternity goes, I yearned and ached to fulfill and express myself, and it was for this reason that I brought you into the world. The entirety of creation and the cosmos are merely the material manifestations of the environment that I fashioned in order to provide you with a setting in which you can explore your relationship with me. I did not bring you into existence with the intention of sending you to a life of misery or death. I brought you into the world in order to make the specific purpose of my nature and my glory plain more clearly. Due to the fact that I have invested my glory in you, you are a carrier of the glory throughout your own person. The entire point of the crucifixion was to make it possible for me to take up residence in your heart through the ministry of the glory. In the presence of the glory that I dwell within you, acknowledge it, says the Father. You must acknowledge the splendor and bow down at that altar, since it is there that I am enthroned on the inside of you. The Ark of my covenant is found within your heart. I no longer live in a box that is constructed out of acacia wood and has gold overlaid on it. My presence is manifested in you, the Ark. All of the tablets of my word and the golden jar of manna are contained inside you. Both you and I are the same person on the inside of you. That is who you are. Because of this, every idol and every pagan image will be broken at your feet when you realize this and allow this one truth to be the overarching knowledge of your purpose in life. Every idol and every pagan image will tumble down at your feet. As was the case at the temple of the fish god a very long time ago, the adversary will fall and be broken, and you will be brought out of captivity. Since I am not bound, you will not and cannot be bound as you come to realize who you are in me and who I am in you. This day, the Father tells us to have no fear but to believe only. It is not true that I have urged you to put faith in what the adversary is doing. You are to make up your mind about what I am doing, as I have called you. There are two ways that you can fill your mind. Either you will fill it with your problems, or you will fill it with my promises. Take your decision today, and do it. Your thoughts are like a womb, inside of which the future is created and brought into existence by the words that you speak. Have you been allowing your mind to be filled with problems and concerns? In doing so, there is no wisdom to be found. Take in all of my goodness and fill your head. Fill your consciousness with the immediate presence of my presence in the midst of the difficulties you are experiencing. Once you have located the table that I have placed in front of you in the presence of your adversaries, take a seat at that table and allow yourself to be satiated by the goodness that I have left on that table. Resist the need to allow the adversary to strip you nude or to inform you that you are naked. It is not true that you are naked, that you are exposed, or that you are vulnerable. I am the one who has dressed you in myself. As much as you are in me, I am also in you. So there you have it. When the adversary is at his worst, I shall be at my best, and that is all. To the victor. I am the triumph that is already present within you. As a result of having me, you have obtained victory, and you are a victorious individual. Put it out there. The words, "I am a conqueror because of who Jesus is on the inside of me," should be brought out of your mouth. You are now making a prediction about what will take place in the future. When you connect your thoughts and your discussion with the narrative of my word, rather than the narrative of fear and despair, I will be able to support what you have to say. Then, and only then, will you be able to enter that moment that not only alters the world but also alters your world. This day, the Father instructs us to enter the enlightened perspective of my kingdom. I have called you to be both salt and light in the earth and to all those who are around you. I am the light of the world, and I have called you to be both. The things that I want you to see and the things that I want you to be are identical to one another. I want you to be able to see the gospel, which is the good news. That is the wonderful news that I want you to personify to other people. It is not your responsibility to persuade others of the severity of the situation in the world. Darkness is not something that light measures, rather, light dispels darkness. I am the wisdom that you possess. Wisdom is who I am and not just what I know. That wisdom is taught to you, even this day, in larger degree. What is wisdom? Wisdom is not the ability to measure just how horrible things are or to unearth some profound scheme. Darkness prevails as conspiracies extend their tendrils into every element of life. So, what? If I am in you as the greater one, it doesn't matter what the enemy is doing, all that matters is the response to the question, are you walking in the light that I am in the earth? When the light is evident, the darkness is removed and the vermin go for the exit in your life. Just receive my light. Receive my light and walk in my light. Walk in the brightness that I am. Revel in the light and refuse to be sidetracked by the darkness. When I made and fashioned the earth, I ordered, light be. I did not mention how dark it is, how formless. You cannot have peace or no peace while you are looking at and engaged with the information of what the opponent is doing and preparing. There is no power that can usurp what I am doing in your life as long as your concentration is stayed on me. Turn to me in your thoughts. Turn to me in your heart and your emotions. Refuse to dread, and refuse to fall into the narrative of natural things. You are not a natural thing, and the universe I have ordered you to walk around in is not a natural world, but a supernatural world. I am the greater one in you, and I have ordered that you experience and walk in the greater works ministry. This is who you are and who I am on the inside of you. Know this and embrace it as your foundation state in life, and darkness will never possess you, says the Father. What the Father is saying to you today is that you should never allow my blessing to be nullified in your life. Is it more likely that you will believe what the situation says or what my word declares? Insist on not having a dual mindset. I am the one who has bestowed upon you the ability to be unwavering in your faith. If you were to remain in a state of wishful speculation regarding my promises, the adversary would keep you there. It is my intention to bring you to myself, deliver you from all darkness, and reproduce my nature in your life, and I tell to you that the work of the cross is the result of my unyielding desire to do these things. The concepts of lordship, blessing, and abundance are included here. In heaven, there is no space for defeat. In heaven, there is no such thing as resignation. Thus, you must not permit yourself to be resigned to anything other than it being my highest and best for your life. This hour is for you to have a single-minded focus on my promise and on my lordship in your life. Have you faith in me? Let me handle everything from here on out. Being the one who walks in obedience when everyone else has strayed from my command is the most important thing. Be the one person who, in the midst of the situation, maintains a firm stance with the unwavering intention that I will receive what I paid for on the cross in your life. It is that unyielding determination that will lead other people to conclude that you are hopeless and have no way out of your predicament, but it is also same unyielding determination that will ensure that you are blessed with something that other people would never even consider being possible for you to have. I will repeat it once more. In this time of transition that you are currently going through, my dear, I want you to develop a firm and unwavering determination to follow me, trust me, and obey me above all else. Today, the Father tells you that you are commanded to be a beacon of light in the world. As others grope in the shadows, you can make the decision to be a solution to the pollution that is all around you. I promised in my word that I would send deliverers out of Zion, and that is a portion of your calling. Your contribution to every person you come into contact with throughout the day should be one of serenity and comfort, regardless of the circumstances in which they find themselves being placed. One does not have to concur with the notion that circumstances could appear to be hopeless or gloomy. Having the ability to recognize what the adversary is doing does not require any special skills or knowledge. You should focus your attention on what I am doing, and you should also let others know that I am doing the same thing in their situation, regardless of whether or not they are aware of it. The reason I came into existence was so that I could bring about life and life in greater abundance. Communicate that life and that hope to everyone you come in contact with. In the same manner that I told the apostles to leave their peace in every area they walked, you should find a way to leave your peace in even the most casual of interactions. Do not allow yourself to become so self-absorbed that you isolate yourself from the problems and requirements of individuals who are in your immediate vicinity. In the event that they are unaware of me, even the most well-dressed individuals you see are wallowing in obscurity. Allow them to see the light. You can demonstrate to them who I am by enabling the life that I have bestowed upon you to be made evident in ways that are beneficial and substantial through the mere act of a glance, a kind word, or a soft encouragement that comes out of your mouth. Having a desire to take no prisoners is what the Father advises us to do today. Only when you prevail is the war of faith considered to be a good one. When you have your foot in the enemy's neck, having taken the plunder from his teeth, and delighting in the testimony, you will have successfully completed the good fight of faith. You are a winning champion. Despite the fact that you might not feel or look like that when you look in the mirror, you should know that because I am in you, the greater one is within you, you are more than a conqueror. This is a year that will either make or break you. Take no backward steps. I just require you to surrender to my perfected will in your life. This is the only submission that is required. Here is the year in which your dreams will either take root or perish in the ground. In what way are you putting it aside? A day with rain. Take a look outside. Rain is descending, and it is raining from my kingdom and from my spirit. The time has come for you. It is either all or nothing. Now is the time for you to act.